Krishna, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Welcome. Why is that not working? Oh, here, 4, 3, 2, and boom. Oh, Hare Krishna.
I don't see it.
Yeah, it's live.
Okay, it's there. Radhe Radhe Nandini Devi. Hare Krishna. Yeah, it's fine. Daya Hari Prabhu. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Okay. Turn it down just a little bit.
Someone's phone is on. You turn the sound off. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Chuck. So we're starting on page 1.
With Mangalacharan, Vandeham Shri Guru. That's V-A-N-D-E, Vande. Vandeham Shri Guru, Shri Padakamalam, Shri Vaisnava Shri Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadveta Savadhutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamshcha Om Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Namine Shri Krishna Lila Katane Sudaksham Adarya Madhurya Gunaishta Yuktam Varam Varinyam Purusham Mahantam Narayanam Tvam Shirasha Namami Vidanvinam Bhakta Shiromanim Cha Shri Krishna Padam Jugataita Hridhi Chaitanya Leelamrita Sarasam Narayanam Tvam Satatam Prapadye Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Vishnupadaya Gauravesthaya Bhutale Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Keshava Iti Namine Adimatra Charitraya Svashritanam Chaparine Jiva Dukhe Sadarkaya Shri Rama Premadaya कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती नामिने श्रीवर्षभानुनी देवी गीताय कृपाभये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दैने प्रभवे नमः माधुर्योज्ज्वल प्रेमभ्यो श्रीरूपानुगभक्तिदां श्रीगौरा करुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनपालिने रूपानुगम्यरूपाप सिद्धान्तध्वन्तहारिणे नो गौरकिशोराय साक्षान्वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्राणम्भरसम्बोधे पराम्बुजायते नमः नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगमरायते गौराविर्भावभूमे स्वं निर्देष्टा सजनप्रिया वैष्णव सर्वभौमश्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरद्विषे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जयतं सुरतोपङ्गो ममन्दमतेर्गति वत्सर्वस्वं पदम्बोजो राधामदनमोहरो दिव्यवृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमदो श्रीमद्रत्नागारसिंहासनस्थो श्री श्रीराधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेव प्रेष्ठानिधिः सेव्यमानं स्मरामि श्रीमन्द्रसरसारम्भे वंशिवततस्थितः कर्षन्मेघस्वरैर्गोपी गोपीनाथश्रीयस्तु नः वृन्दाय तुलसीदेव्यै प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्णभक्तिप्रदे देवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृन्द चेतोदर्पणमार्जनं भवमहादावग्निनिर्वापनं श्रेयकैरवचन्द्रिका करुणावितरणं विद्यामधुजीवनम् आनन्दं बुद्धिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतास्वादनं सर्वात्मस्वपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्ण संकीर्तनम् हरे नाम हरे नाम हरे नामेव केवलम् कलो नस्त्येव गतिरन्यथा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Gurudev, no.
Shri Guru
Shri Guru, no.
Charana Kamala Bhajaman.
It starts with Guru.
Guru Charana Kamala Bhajaman, page 359 in this book here.
Dhanyavad pranam to all Vaishnavas.
Kohe Vaishnava Thakur. Okay. Kohe Vaishnava Thakur, page 39 in this book, starting with O-H-E, Ohe. হে বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর দয়ার সাগর হে দাসে করুণা করি। ও হে বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর দয়ার সাগর হে দাসে করুণা করি। নিরাপদ ছায়া শোনো হে আমারে, নিরাপদ ছায়া তোমার চরণ ধরি, তোমার চরণ ধরি, তোমার চরণ ধরি, তোমার চরণ। ও ছায়া বিগত ছায়া শাশ্বতী ছায়া ভুবন দেবদাসী। ও ছায়া সত সঙ্গ দেহ হে আমারে, ছায়া সত সঙ্গ দেহ হে আমারে, বসেছি সঙ্গের রাশি, বসেছি সঙ্গের রাশি। একাকী আমার নহি পারিব হরি নাম সংকীর্তন। একাকী আমার ও একাকী আমার নহি পারিব হরি নাম সংকীর্তন। একাকী আমার তুমি কৃপা করি শ্রদ্ধা বিন্দু দিয়া, তুমি কৃপা করি শ্রদ্ধা বিন্দু দিয়া, দেহ কৃষ্ণ নাম ধরি, দেহ কৃষ্ণ নাম ধরি। কৃষ্ণ সে তোমার কৃষ্ণ দিতে পারো, তোমার শান্তি আছে। কৃষ্ণ সে তোমার 163.
Page 163. Starts N-A-D-I-Y-A. Nadia Godrume.
Mata Krishna Pita Krishna Bhagavata Navigado Nityananda Maharaja Bhakti Ajayama Bhatto Vedataro Shradhavana Jana He Shradhavana Jana He Shradhavana Jana He Shradhavana Jana He Bhakti Ajayama Bhatto Vedataro Krishna Samsara Guru Chari Maharaja Krishna Samsara Guru Chari Maharaja Jive Doya Krishna Nam Sarva Dharma Sara Jive Doya Krishna Nam Sarva Dharma Sara Navigado Nityananda Maharaja Navigado Nityananda Maharaja Navigado Bhakti Ajayama Bhatto Vedataro Shradhavana Jana He Shradhavana Jana He Shradhavana Jana He Shradhavana Jana He Bhakti Ajayama Bhatto Vedataro Navigado Nityananda Maharaja Navigado Bhakti Ajayama Bhatto Vedataro There's no time.
Can you do Gai Gaura Madhur Sware?
Request for Nam Gai Gaura Madhur Sware.
Starts with Gai, G-A-Y.
Starts with Gai, G-A-Y, Gai. Gaura Madhur Sware. Page 169. Vita.
Thank you for all of the lyrics, Jiva Bhavana Prabhu.
169. Gaye Gora Madhur Sware. Gaye Gora Madhur Sware.
Hare
Adharam Madhuram, Badanam Madhuram, Sri Madhurashtakam, starting with A. Adharam.
293 in the small book.
293.
Can you please give them a chance to get it once you say it? They have to look for it.
Adharam Madhuram. The title of the bhajan or the ashtakam is Sri Madhurashtakam. And it starts with Adharam, A-D-H-A-R-A-M. Adharam.
93.
What tunes are you? Madhanam madhuram nayanam madhuram hasitam madhuram 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 madhanam madhuram nayanam Madhanam madhuram nayanam madhuram hasitam madhuram nayanam madhuram hasitam hridayam madhuram namanam madhuram madhuradhipate akhiyam madhuram hridayam madhuram namanam madhuram madhuradhipate akhiyam madhuram hridayam madhuram vacharam madhuram charinam madhuram vasanam madhuram malitam madhuram madhuram madhuradhipate rakhiyam madhuram Gītam madhuram Gītam madhuram Rūpam madhuram Shuddham madhuram Rūpam madhuram Tilakam madhuram Madhuradhipate rakhiyam madhuram Madhuram Tilakam madhuram Madhuradhipate rakhiyam Taranam madhuram Taranam madhuram Haranam madhuram Ramanam madhuram Haranam madhuram Ramanam Gamitam madhuram Shamitam madhuram Madhuradhipate rakhiyam madhuram Shamitam madhuram Gunja madhura Mahana madhura Yamuna madhura Vichi madhura Salilam madhuram Kamalam madhuram Madhuradhipate rakhiyam madhuram Gopi madhura Lila madhura Yuktam madhuram Bhuktam madhuram Yuktam madhuram Bhuktam Krishnam madhuram Shisham madhuram Madhuradhipate rakhiyam madhuram Gopa madhura Ramo madhura Yashir madhura Shrishti madhura Yashir madhura Srishtimadhuram Lalitam Madhuram Lalitam Madhuram Madhuradhipati Rakhilam Madhuram Radhe Jayo Jayo Madhava Dalite Radhe Shri Radhe Jayo Jayo Madhava Dalite Radhe Shri Radhe Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaye Tadbhaktaye Namo Namaha Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namam Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Nityanamine Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. First of all, I offer my Dandavat Pranam thousands of times in the dust of the lotus feet of our beloved Gurudev. Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Astottara Shri Srimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaja. In the same Dandavat Pranam in the dust of the lotus feet of Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Astottara Shri Srimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. To all of our Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Varga, and to all Vaishnavas past, present and future, including those who are with us today on Facebook Live, I'm offering my Dandavat Pranam. I just wanted to start by remembering one pastime of our Srila Gurudev. Many years ago, Pujapad Bhaktivedanta Madhav Maharaj asked a question in New Braj. Why do we say Nitya Lila Pravishta? And then he asked me to stand up and speak. And I said, I don't know, Maharaj. According to Shastra, Sri Guru Bhashtakam, it says Nikunja Yuno Ratikeli Siddhyai. That always Sri Guru is engaged in the eternal service, serving the Nitya pastimes of Sri Radha and Krishna. So I don't understand why we don't always say Nitya Lila Pravishta. And he started laughing. He said, many years ago, he said Srila Gurudev at that time was much younger. And he stood up to speak in front of an audience of many senior Vaishnavas, disciples of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. And at that time, our Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, was still physically present on this planet. But Gurudev is his disciple. So when Gurudev stood up to do his Mangalacharan, when he was mentioning his Gurudev, he said, first of all, I offer my Dandavat Pranam to my beloved Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Astottara Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. And everyone started laughing. Hey, why are you saying Nitya Lila? He's still here. Why are you saying Nitya Lila? And Gurudev's remark was quite bold, but also quite true. Only your Gurudev is Nitya Lila and not my Gurudev. The disciple who has firm faith in his Gurudev, who is embodying the function of Guru as described in all Shastra, should have firm faith that my Gurudev fulfills all of these requirements. Sangsara dava naladidhaloka pranayakarunya ghana ganatvam Mahaprabhu kirtana nitya gita varikramadyan manasorasena. All the way through Nikunja yuno ratikeli siddhyai yayani bhir yukti rapekshaneya sakshat haritvena. All of the different requirements or definitions of Gurudev, I should see that my Gurudev is transcendental like this. And hopefully, if we are very fortunate, we have actually received a real Guru like this. But even if we have not, still, it is the duty of the disciple to see their Gurudev like this. And our Gurudev Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj said that because you are following the instruction of Krishna on faith, that you must take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master and surrender unto him. Pratamam tu gurum pujam. First of all, you should submit and surrender and serve Sri Gurudev. Then I will accept something. Otherwise, I will not accept it. Everything will be considered fruitless, Krishna says.
Also, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he says, even if you haven't attained that high class of a guru, Paramatma in the heart hears it as a prayer and arranges that type of guru.
This is essential. So, because of the sincerity in your heart, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam titi purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Krishna is residing in the heart of everyone. He is Chaitya Guru, Guru in the heart. And he manifests externally in the form of Diksha and Shiksha Gurus. Krishner Rup, Krishner Swarup. But he said, for someone who wants to devote themselves to me in love and affection, Desham Satata Yuktanam Bhajatam Piti Purvakam. Bhajatam means to do bhajan, means always remembering me, absorbed in my names, forms, qualities, and pastimes, with love and affection. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. I give them that understanding by which they can come to me. So Krishna directs the wanderings of the living entities, and if they are endeavoring to follow this process of bhakti, Krishna will direct us according to our necessity. But it is essential for any disciple to submit to their Sri Gurudev with faith, with honor, and with regard. One second. Accepting that Gurudev is my Atma, not different. Bhaktyaika yesham Gurudeva Tatma. Yes?
So, one devotee here, Tina Halen, is saying this is not true, Prabhu. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, if one offers me with love and devotion a flower, a plant, or water, I will accept it.
That's another verse, otherwise known as Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati Tadaham Bhaktyupakritam Ashnami Prayatatmanaha. So, I quoted a different shlok where Krishna himself is saying, Pratamam tu gurum pujam. And in this shlok he's saying, if one offers me with love and devotion. So, the question is, how is our love and devotion awakened for Krishna? This is the question. So Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam go into great detail about this. Because us as conditioned souls, we have only ever known our self-serving tendency. So how do we shift that? How do we turn that from being conscious of myself to being always conscious of Krishna? That is called bhakti. Bhakti means devotion, love, and every expression of that to Krishna. So how is that awakened? Krishna bhakti, janma mool, hoy sadhu sangha, Krishna prema janme tenho puna mukhya anga. The root cause of the awakening of Krishna bhakti, which means the desire or the tendency to serve Krishna, this manifests because of association with his pure devotees. So how can I actually serve him purely? Because there Krishna says, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. With bhakti. Every other place Krishna mentions bhakti in Bhagavad Gita, it's always ananya, exclusive and one-pointed. So our Gurudev Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaja would always tell us to take our pulse and see, where is my bhakti? What percentage do I really have for Krishna? And how much do I have for myself and those around me? So it is true, if one offers even a leaf, even a flower, even some fruit, or some water, if that's all they have, with love and affection for Krishna, yes, he will accept it. but through what process? So if we only take the one verse out of context of all of the other verses, then we might be missing something.
Mahadev to Parvati.
Mahadev is telling to his consort Parvati, Aradhananam sarvesham Vishnur aradhanam param tasmat parataram devi tadyanam samarchanam. Aradhananam sarvesham. Of all worshipful personalities, Vishnur aradhanam param. The worship of Vishnu is the topmost. But then he says tasmat. But there's something more. Parataram devi, more than that. Tadyanam samarchanam. More than that is the worship of Krishna's devotees, who is near and dear to him. And Krishna himself confirms this by saying that those who say that they are my devotees, this is spoken in Padma Purana, those who say they are my devotees, they are not really my devotee. But who is the devotee of my devotee is my real devotee. So there is a process by which bhakti is transmitted to Krishna. If one tries to just go directly without taking the association or the shelter of his devotees, it may take a very long time before they realize that they also require that association to awaken that bhakti. So one of the most essential, I wouldn't say one of the most essential principle in bhakti is anugatya, to be under guidance. Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadhyanavritam anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhakti uttama. Anukulyena, this word anu has many different meanings, but it also means anugatya. Anugatya means to be under guidance of any pure devotee who is near and dear to Krishna. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, tad vidhi pranipatena ariprashnena sevaya upadeksyanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshinaha. If you want to know the truth, Krishna says, then you should approach someone who is tattvadarshi, who is a knower and an experiencer of that truth. What is the truth? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells Sanatan Goswami, the absolute truth, Advai Gyan Paratattva, the supreme non-dual absolute truth is none other than Krishna in Vrindavan, Braje Brajendra Nandan. So then Krishna says, Pranipat, one must surrender to them and admit, I've been lost in this material world since time without beginning. I need help. On my own I have not been able to free myself until now. And then Pariprashna, please instruct me now, what should I do? And then following those instructions, Sevaya, and serving that person in a way that will melt their heart, that they will awaken that knowledge. Krishna says such a realized, self-realized person can impart this knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. So in all scriptures it is said, Bhaktya Sanjataya Bhakta. Bhakti is awakened from bhakti. In the same way that you can make a fire. How do you make a fire in wood? With fire. So any devotee whose heart is burning with love and affection for Krishna, by coming close to those devotees, then that fire of love can also ignite in our hearts. Yesterday we were talking, just before the end of the class, Aham Vedmi Mahadev, who's a Vaisnava, Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu, the topmost servant of the Lord, says, Aham Vedmi, I know Srimad Bhagavatam. Shuko Vedmi, Shuko Veti. Shukadev Goswami, he also knows. Why? Because he's a bhakta, devotee. Vyaso Veti Naveti Va. Vyas may or may not know because he is in the category of Vishai or Bhagavan, the enjoyer. So to understand a devotee, it is required that to develop devotion, it is required to come under the guidance of that person who is a devotee. And this is confirmed by Srila Rupa Goswami in the verse in Sri Upadeshamrita, Nectar of Instruction, defining the essence of all advice. Tannama rupa charitari sukittananu smrityo kramena rasana manasim niyojya tishtham rajaytad anuragi jananugami kalam nayed akilam iti upadeshasaram. Iti upadeshasara means this is the essence of all advice. And the main point in there is tad anuragi jananugami. To engage in all of the practices of bhakti under the guidance of that person whose heart is overflowing with spontaneous loving attraction to Krishna. This is known as anurag, deep loving attraction and attachment to Krishna. This means they cannot help themselves. Everything that they do, day and night, 24 hours, kalam nayed, is only for Krishna, for his happiness, for his pleasure, and for his benefit. To be under the guidance of such a personality, then this will awaken our bhakti. So Krishna tells Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, Bhaktya tvananyaya sakya. If you want to know me as I am in truth, then how? Only through undivided, one-pointed bhakti, or love and devotion. And this is awakened in the association of Krishna's devotees. So what Krishna said there in Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, if one offers me with love and devotion, Yome Bhaktya, with love and devotion, then I will accept it. But Krishna wants everything. That's why he says, Sarva Dharmam Parityaja. Give up everything else, all other ideas and all other conceptions. Mamekam Sharanam Braja. He wants us to surrender to him, but he has given us this process. He wants exclusivity, but part of that exclusivity is the process of taking shelter, which he has defined, and which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has defined. That is one of the main reasons why Krishna himself again manifested in the form of Sri Sachinandan Gaurahari Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because Krishna performed so many beautiful and attractive pastimes, but he did not show us, the conditioned jivas, how to enter into those pastimes. So then he decided that I will come to this world in the role of a devotee, and by my own example, this is Acharya, by his own example, he will teach all how to enter into the path of loving service, spontaneous loving service to Krishna. It's the instructions that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given and what he has extracted from all scriptures for our benefit are essential in understanding the principle of how to move forward, how to develop, how to awaken divine love for Krishna within our hearts. So, thank you for your beautiful question and for helping me to remember all of these beautiful teachings of Sri Guru and Gauranga. Today also we received some news. A very, very nice devotee, his name was Atmanivedam Prabhu. He's been coming on Parikrama, Brajmandal Parikrama with us every year for the last few years with his wife, Ashalata Didi. So this Atmanivedam Prabhu has today left this world. Very nice, sweet devotees from Sweden. So I request all of you to pray for him, for his soul, that may he have an auspicious journey. May he be taken under the wing of Sri Guru, of Srila Prabhupada, of Srila Gurudev, of our Rupanuga Guru Varga. May Mahaprabhu Sri Nityananda Prabhu be merciful to him. May Sri Radha and Krishna be merciful to him. And may he be able to make rapid progress toward the final destination of loving service to Sri Radha and Krishna. Please say a prayer for him, for his eternal benefit. And also for those who have been left in separation from him. Today, his wife wrote me, she said he was my main source of sadhu sangha, my main association. They've been married for many years. And they've been devotees for quite a long time. But she said he was my main source of association. In the conversation with Mahaprabhu and Rai Ramananda, Mahaprabhu asks Rai Ramananda, what is the greatest suffering? And Rai Ramananda says, apart from separation from Krishna's devotees, I know no other suffering greater than that. It is the greatest suffering. So we can also pray for her that sadhu sangha will manifest in her life, and that also she will be able to become pacified and be able to also progress rapidly on the path of bhakti. So please say a prayer for Atmani Vedan Prabhu, that may our Guru Varga, may our Sachinandan Gaurahari Nityananda Prabhu take him mercifully and place him at the lotus feet of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. Sri Atmani Vedan Prabhu ki jai. I don't know if you've noticed, but these days it's much more common than usual that people who are within our personal circle of friends or acquaintances, or friends or family members of friends or family members, there's a lot more departure in a much shorter period of time than usual. A lot more departure of persons from this world. So it is actually quite a serious time. It's an important time for us who are aspiring to be devotees of Krishna, to really apply what we have learned, what we have heard from our Gurudev, what we have heard from our Guru Varga, what we have heard from the Vaisnavas, what we have read and studied, to put that to practical application now in our lives. We don't know who's going next, and it really is always like that. But still, this is a little bit more in our face. Every day another one is leaving, somebody that I know or have a very close connection to, anywhere around the world, and I don't remember it being like this ever before. So there is something going on in the world right now, and in a sense it threatens all of us. So at this point in time, really this is our test. This is our test. We know that something is coming. The fire is coming from all sides. What will we do with our time? If that fire only gives us a short amount of time, how should we choose to live our life? What will we do with that time? We only have this human body at this time, which is the root of bhajan, and only from this human form can we endeavor for perfection. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Labdva sudurlabam idam bahu sambhavante manushyam artadam. Only from the human form can we endeavor for perfection. And we don't know how long we have this human form. We don't know how much time each of us has been given, or our friends or family. So today I was speaking with one devotee, and I asked him to place himself mentally into a scenario. God forbid that you only have 2 days left in this world. What would you want to be doing in those 2 days as a devotee? And what would you want your friends and your companions to remind you of in those 2 days? We should think of it like this, that it's a very fragile and dangerous time. And it is our test now, as either devotees or aspiring devotees, that what will I do? Will I be able to remember Krishna if my time has come? Should I be absorbing my mind in everything else? Or should I focus everything and absorb it in Krishna's names, in His forms, in His qualities, and in His pastimes? Something to really think about. And as devotees, we know what the answer is. If we have heard even one word from our Gurudev, from our Guru Varga, from the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, from the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam, the answer we all know inherently. And then Srimad Bhagavatam goes onward to say that after having understood so many subjects on this matter, if we then do not utilize what we have left, this valuable human form and the time we have to endeavor for that beautiful perfection, if we don't utilize that, then it is considered like suicide for our soul. Nrideham adyam sulabam sudurlabam plavam sukalpam gurukarnadaram mayanukulyena nabhasvateritam puman bhavabhim nataretsa atmaha. Atmaha means like suicide. You can never really kill your soul, but if you re-enter into the cycle of samsara, there's no telling when you will come back out the other side and receive that opportunity. So with what we have now, until this human frame is no longer able to be supported, we should endeavor for perfection. Inquire about the absolute truth, inquire about Krishna, chant Krishna's names, and endeavor to awaken devotion for Krishna within our hearts, especially through associating with the devotees of Krishna. So now I'm going on to Going Beyond Vaikuntha, which is Srila Gurudev's commentaries on Sri Brihad Bhagavatamrita of Sri Sanatan Goswami. So before I begin, I would like to offer Raghunath Das Goswami's prayer to Sri Sanatan Goswami. Vairaga Juga Bhakti Rasam Prayatnaya Apayanan Mam Anubhikshamandam Kripam Budirya Paradukaduki Sanatanastam Pramum Ashrayami. Begging at the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev and Sri Sanatan Goswami that may even one drop of their moods which is present within these pages manifest within our hearts. Just so you know, Sudevi and I, we both have so much affection for that devotee, Atmanivedam Prabhu. And when I told Sudevi, also tears came to her eyes. Our hearts are very soft right now. So we've heard so much about Sri Gopkumar, how he's traveling and moving from one place to the next. We heard that he became the king of Jagannath Puri, then he became the king of heaven, Lord Indra, and then he became Brahma, Lord Brahma. Can you believe it? He desired to become Lord Brahma. There's so much that Srila Gurudev is telling, and somehow my space was lost here. No. It's just okay. So after traveling through all of the different planetary systems, Bhur Bhuvasva, and having heard conversations with Pipalayan Rishi and other sages, he went to Brahmalok, where after some time he attained the position of Brahma. So then he saw that the personified Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, and other scriptures were debating among themselves. Some were propounding all different philosophies. Some are propounding the idea of merging into Brahman, which no devotee will accept. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Narayan says that even if I offer this kind of liberation, Sayujya Mukti, to my devotee, they will never accept it. And this is proven by Hanuman. Srila Rupa Goswami has put a verse in Sri Padyavali by Sri Hanumanji, stating that if it means that I will not be able to serve you, then I will never accept this position of merging into you. And really no one can ever truly merge, because Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita that all jivas are eternal. Mama eva angsha, mama eva angsho jiva loke, jiva bhuta sanatana. The jiva is eternal, and Krishna is eternal. And then he says about the jiva, it is never created, it is never destroyed, it is never mutated. Avyayam. If it merges with something, that means it is mutated. So it cannot mutate, it only might appear or feel like it is merging. Some of our Guru Varga have explained like going into dense fog where you cannot see, or if the lights are turned out, where you cannot see or discriminate or see anything different from yourself. And even then, you go into a state of deep sleep like Shushupti, where you are completely unaware. But that complete unawareness is not engaging in the service of Krishna. It is devoid of the mood to serve Krishna, which is actually the intrinsic nature of every soul. Jivera Swarupahoy Krishner Nitya Das. All jivas are the eternal servant of Krishna. So the desire to merge into Krishna's effulgence or his form is devoid of seva, and therefore the jiva can never find full satisfaction there. For want of activity, because the jiva's nature is satchit ananda, it needs to be active in love and service. It is its nature. When it is lacking that experience, it cannot remain in that situation, although it may take millions and trillions of years to be extracted from the Brahma Jyoti. And it is said that if anyone actually enters into the body or the form of Krishna, there's no escaping that. So this in Chaitanya Charitamrita is mentioned as the most feared, most detested condition or desire, to merge into the form of the Lord. Why? Even after having acknowledged that the Lord has a form, still the desire to serve him has not been awakened. How hard-hearted is that? So therefore, according to Shastra, according to Gurudev, according to Raya Ramananda, there's a verse in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, it says, Stavara Jangama. Then Krishna mercifully places those jivas in the form of very hard-hearted creatures like trees and stones, non-moving creatures. Our Gurudev said, like gemstones and crystals deep within the earth, where they remain there in a state of an unanimated or a lack of animation state until the end of the Brahmanda, where again everything merges into the Lord, and then when it all comes back out on his next out-breath, then we might again receive the opportunity to enter into the cycle of samsara and then come out with the opportunity to actually begin to develop bhakti for Krishna. So we don't want that. We should stay very far away from it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has warned very strongly, Mayavara bhasha shunaile hoy sarvanash. Even hearing or entertaining these conceptions of merging. He said, hoy sarvanash. It means all of your inclination in bhakti will be destroyed. So this is a very strong warning, and our Gurudev Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj actually published publicly a letter to all of his disciples, pleading with us, my dear darling sons and daughters, I'm begging you, whatever you do, do not go in that direction. You can be respectful, but don't go in that direction. Stay very far away from these conceptions. So here, some of these Upanishads, Puranas were the personifications were propounding merging into Brahman, while others were advocating Bhagavad Bhakti. So they were trying to decide which one was superior of the two. At first, Srimad Bhagavatam remained neutral. So there is a personification of Srimad Bhagavatam. That's amazing. There's a personification of Srimad Bhagavatam. At first, Srimad Bhagavatam remained neutral and merely listened as they all debated. But in the end, the words of the Bhagavatam were established as the best, and the glories of Sri Vishnu and Vaikuntha were delineated. Srimad Bhagavatam says in the third verse, Nigamakalpataror galitam phalam shukamukat amrita drava samyitam Pivata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Mahuraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavukaha. That Srimad Bhagavatam is the ripened fruit of all Vedic literature. Even Vedavyas himself, he says that it is the natural commentary on all Vedic scriptures. It is his last great work. After he was feeling dissatisfied with everything else that he had compiled, all of the Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, and everything else, he was feeling dissatisfied. This is all told in the very beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam. Vedvyasa's own story is told. And who came when he was feeling this dissatisfaction and dejection? His own Gurudev, Sri Narad Muni, appeared before him. And he was able to detect what was going on within the heart of Vyasadeva. He said, you are feeling dissatisfied because you have told everyone in the world about dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. The four principles of religion: dharma, religiosity; artha, economic development; kama, sense gratification; and moksha, which in this case means liberation or freedom from material suffering. Freedom from material suffering does not mean necessarily the positive activity in this case. It just means how to get free from suffering, liberated from the duality of this material world, but that is not in itself a positive thing, because Krishna says, apareyamitastvanyam prakritim vidhime param jiva bhuta mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. There is another transcendental realm beyond this material world. So only mukti just brings you to the flat line. What's on the other side? So Narada Muni tells Vyasadeva that you should go into deep samadhi trance, and you should witness the transcendental pastimes of Krishna with his devotees. And then you should compose a very beautiful scripture. This scripture became known as Srimad Bhagavatam, or the beautiful Bhagavatam. It is Samadhi Bhasha, the language of transcendence. From him witnessing the divine pastimes of Krishna with his devotees, then he had written down what he was witnessing. There is a place, one halfway around from here on this Brajmandal Parikrama Marg, Vrindavan Parikrama Marg, near the road which goes to Mathura. It is known as Vyasa Koop. And our Gurudev Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj explained that this place is where Vedavyas himself came and sat down to write the Rasa Lila sections of Srimad Bhagavatam. Nowadays it's becoming covered by the influence of Kali Yuga, but still there's something there, and our Gurudev would take us there. We would offer pranam, and he would speak about Vedavyas and his writing of the 10th canto, especially Rasa Lila sections of Srimad Bhagavatam from that place. So Srimad Bhagavatam is the spotless, transcendental evidence. Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam. This is the opinion of Mahaprabhu. And even in Bhagavatam itself, it says Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam. Yat Vaishnava Priyam. It is dear to Vaishnavas, and it is Puranam Amala. It is the spotless, completely transcendental and pure Purana, or scripture, or evidence. And it is compared to a ripened mango that has no skin, no seed, only sweetness and juice through and through. There is no part of it to discard. It is only nectar through and through. And it is thoroughly relished and appreciated by Muhur Aho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavukaha. Those in whose hearts they are completely saturated with rasa, with a mood that is deep in bhav, means they are completely absorbed in Krishna and always greedy to taste transcendental nectar of Krishna's pastimes. Those who are rasik and bhavuk, they fully relish this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is considered to be the ripened fruit of all Vedic literatures. So, in the end, the words of Srimad Bhagavatam were established as the best and the glories of Sri Vishnu and Vaikuntha were delineated. One of the most important verses that our Gurudev has given us and wanted us to commit to memory and to heart. This is essential. The last line says something very interesting, and I've always loved it. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhur matamidam tatradaro na paraha. This is the opinion of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and there is nothing beyond it. What is that? I'm only going to tell the one part. Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam. That Srimad Bhagavatam is the spotless, most transcendental, most pure evidence. This is the opinion of Mahaprabhu. So we accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's opinion as everything. So Gopkumar, again feeling indifferent to his surroundings, he chanted his mantra japa, his mantra, Gopal mantra, and returned to the Vrindavan of this world, where he again met his guru, Jayanta. Jayanta blessed him, saying, "What you have seen until now is due to the influence of your mantra. And by continuing to chant, you will also be able to cross the 8 material coverings. You will be able to cross the Viraja river and go to Siddhalok." The Viraja river, it is said that that is the demarcation line, or the dividing line between the material and the spiritual worlds. It is the dividing line. And according to Shastra, Maya, the material energy, cannot cross the Viraja. So if one has actually awakened their eternal relationship with Krishna in Leela, if Maya cannot even cross the boundary, which is before even Siddhaloka, what to speak of Vaikuntha, Dwarka, Ayodhya, Dwarka, Mathura, Greater Vrindavan, Radhakund, Shyamakund, Govardhan? Maya cannot go there. Maya cannot go to those divine places, transcendental places of Krishna's pastimes, and bewilder any jiva from that position. This is very... Yes, from Aprakat Vrindavan. In this world, we have what is known as Prakat. It is manifested Vrindavan, and what can our eyes see? Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Maharaja explained that there is a covering, a Mayic covering over Vrindavan, and therefore we might not even see the real Vrindavan. If we are not transcendental and pure and seeing through the eyes of love, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena, then we may not see the real Vrindavan.
He said it doesn't matter if you're blind and you can see.
He says it doesn't matter if you're blind or even if you can see. You're blind either way. So the Vrindavan that I'm referring to is transcendental Aprakat Vrindavan. Excuse me. Transcendental Aprakat Vrindavan. What is not visible to the material eye, to the material senses, what is beyond the realm of the material senses, which is beyond the Viraja, this demarcation line, or this river, it is said, Viraja river, Maya cannot cross. And not only that, she stays at a very far distance from Krishna and keeps her head down in shame because she has to serve in such a way that she actually doesn't like to do. It is her duty, her service and function to bewilder the conditioned souls. So she is also shy to even go before Krishna. What to speak, she cannot even cross the Viraja river. So here, Jayanta, the guru of Gopkumar, is telling him, you will be able to cross the Viraja river and go to Siddhalok. I am giving you my blessings that you will receive a body that will be suitable for traveling to all of those higher worlds, because no one can go there in a material body. So, some kind of spiritual body must be there. Did you want to add something?
No, I was just thinking that Srila Prabhupada also said, and I'm not doing conspiracies, everyone. Srila Prabhupada said that they may have gone to the moon, but they don't even have the body to actually go to the moon planet. What to speak of going outside of this universe.
Right.
Even within this universe, we don't have the bodies to understand those planets.
Right, we might go physically to some place, but we don't have the appropriate body to be able to connect with the beings who are in those locations.
Like even the ocean.
Great example. For example, even our own ocean, we require all sorts of gear to go in, underneath, deep underneath. And even then we cannot experience it properly. And even if we could see it, still we cannot communicate properly with the creatures that live there. Or to speak of those in higher planetary systems who are subtle and much more advanced, mentally and everything, than we are, but we don't have the bodies to be able to do it. So we might go to the external form, but we won't be able to enter into the appropriate atmosphere to really understand or realize. And that also goes for Sri Vrindavan. When we come here, we're not really connected, but we can go to everywhere and pray that may you manifest these moods in our heart. Same with Mahamantra and our mantras. That is what Prachodayat means. Please manifest in my heart. So, no one can go to those places in a material body. The desires of your heart will surely be fulfilled, but in the course of your journey, you must not ever stop. Ultimately, you will reach your desired goal by going in sequence, step by step. This point right here, in the course of your journey, you mustn't ever stop. This is so essential for us. Actually, that's called Nishta.
That old man in LA.
It's called Nishta. Nishta means no matter what, I won't give up. You can do anything to me, you can try to stop, but I will maintain my course. I will maintain my conviction. You can try to push me out of the way. Our Gurudev has said, never mind if the whole world is against me. As long as I have the feet of my Gurudev, no problem. The whole world can be against me. We may not be so strong. If even 5 people don't like us, we start going, oh my God, if 5 people, they don't like me. Yesterday on the kirtan we did on that, we noticed that 2 persons had clicked, what were those?
Angry faces.
Angry faces. We were like, what? Why are people putting angry faces? 2 people put angry faces. What to speak of 100 or 1,000 or 5,000 or 1,000,000 against us? But Nishta means no matter what. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. We love Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. He said,
we love all the Prabhupads.
We love all the Prabhupads. He said, even if all of the conditioned souls and all of the material universes combined in one voice shout at me the untruth, I alone will stand there in the face of all of them and boldly and loudly declare the truth. I just want to be a particle on his feet when he's doing so. But what kind of conviction is this? So here, he's being told, Gopakumar, in the course of your journey, you must not ever stop. It means we must be one-pointed and focused. Sudevi just reminded me of something. When I was 16 years old, I just started going back to the temple again regularly. And I was going for about, a year every day. Maybe I was a little bit older than that. And one old man who I had seen around for years called me over to speak to me. He never said one word to me. An old Indian man. And he called me over like this. And I was like, what does he want to talk to me about? And he said something to me. He said, in the path of bhakti, don't ever be satisfied. And I looked at him and I'm like, what are you talking about? Bhakti is the most satisfying. Bhakti is supposed to bring the most happiness and bliss. Bhakti. And he said, you don't understand what I'm saying. He said, if you are satisfied, it means you are not making progress. It hit me so hard. My God. If I'm just comfortable and satisfied, it means there's no burning in me. Then how can I move forward? If I think I've already got it, it's already done, I've got it made. Our Gurudev said this to some devotees. He asked them, what does this mean to you? Ajnana tiran hasya jnanam jana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. The devotee said, my spiritual master has opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. And Gurudev said, have your eyes really been opened? Are they open? Or are you still bound in this material world? And they were like, I'm still bound in this material world. And then our Gurudev recommended to them, instead of cheating yourself and saying that I have been saved and my eyes are open, you should make that into a prayer. When, oh when, will my eyes be open? When, oh when, will Nityananda Prabhu give me his mercy? When will that day be mine when I will develop taste in Harinam? When, oh when, will my anarthas disappear? There should be a prayerful mood in there, instead of claiming falsely that I am there. I'm not there. I'm bound. I require help. Please be merciful to me. And if you look at all of the bhajans of our Guru Varga, especially those that really apply to us here and now, it's always a plea for mercy. Karuna na hoile kandiya kandiya prana na rakhibo ar. Oh Gurudev, please give me your mercy. Your mercy is everything to me. Without your mercy, I have no reason to live. I have no reason to maintain my existence. Please help me. There's always a plea, a mood of prayer. This is how our Goswamis have taught us. Srila Prabhupada, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he said our Goswamis have never said, I have seen, I have seen. He said, no. They're showing us by their own example how we should always be crying and searching for Krishna. Hey Radhe Brajadevike Chalalite Hey Nandasuno Kuta Shri Govardhana Kalpapada Patale Kalindi Vanye Kuta Goshantavati Sarvato Vrajupare Kedhar Mahavivvalo Bande Rup Sanatano Rugujugo Shri Jiva Gopalako. That they're only crying, running here and there to Jamuna, to every tree, to Govardhan, everywhere. Oh Krishna, oh Radhike, oh Lalita, oh Vishakhe, where are you? Where are you? Please, if you have seen Krishna, if you have seen the pastimes of Krishna, please manifest those pastimes in my heart. Not thinking or not claiming, I have seen, I have seen. These days there's so many persons, they will say, I have seen, I am doing this, I am doing that. I've had darshan here and there of all of these divine personalities, and whether you realize it or not, just by looking at me, you are also having darshan of Bhagavan. People say this all the time, but this is not the mood of our Goswamis, and we are coming in the line of Rupa Goswami. We want to be Rupanugas, Ujala Raga Paka, Gaurava Bhange, taking that on our heads. This is our everything. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada said, carrying the shoes of Sri Rupa on our head. So, coming back to this point, his Gurudev is telling him, don't ever stop. Ultimately, you will reach your desired goal by going in sequence, step by step. So I think we should end here. Shri Sanatan Goswamipada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Shri Gopkumar ki jai, going beyond Vaikuntha ki jai. Rupana Guru Varga ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
I think maybe tomorrow you can speak a little more on Guru Tattva. Tina Helen says, yes, thank you, Prabhu. But the point is clear, isn't it? Krishna is not a refusing God, as this Prabhu said. I was shocked. He is for sure an advanced devotee, but he should not shout out that everything we do is in vain if we do not go to Guru first. This may apply to him, but as Krishna stated so many times in Bhagavad Gita, he loves his devotees very much, and in this verse he clearly stated, if a person with pure consciousness offers me with love and devotion, I will accept it.
Nice, with pure consciousness. If you have pure consciousness, you will accept it.
Jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I'm only quoting Shastra, and Guru and Vaishnavas and Mahaprabhu and Krishna as they have given it to us. What Krishna himself directly states, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, we will have to understand that through the medium of the Vaishnava. What Srimad Bhagavatam states, if you want to understand Krishna, Jaha Bhagavata Para Vaishnavarasthane. The Vaishnava will teach us how to love and serve Krishna. And if we come to that state of pure consciousness, then absolutely, if we have awakened our transcendental swarup and our internal transcendental relationship with Krishna, then directly Krishna will accept that. In the meantime, even if we have not received Guru, but with an intention, we try to give our heart and our love to Krishna. It's not that he won't accept it.
What did Gurudev say about a straw?
It's not that he won't accept it. Our Gurudev said, if we don't know any better, and we even pick up a straw and we pray to that straw, please, if there's a God, can you hear me? I want to know who I am. I want to know who you are. I want to know the truth. He said, because Krishna is present in everything. Krishna will hear that prayer and he will arrange for the necessary association for us to progress. So it's not that Krishna absolutely does not accept. In the same way that Sri Guru comes to us. How does Guru come to us? If we cry to Krishna, if we pray to Krishna, please help me. I want to know who I am. I want to know you, and I want to know my relationship with you. I want to awaken my love for you. Krishna will hear that prayer, and his heart will condense. It will melt and then condense. And that form of compassion, that form of mercy, Krishna Kripa Shri Murti, will manifest in front of us in the form of Shri Guru. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado, yasya prasadan nagati kutopi. So yes, Krishna can and will hear our prayers if we are sincere, if there's any sincerity, and then he will make all of the necessary arrangements. So dadami buddhi yogam tam. I will give them the way. I will give them the understanding by which they can come to me. And that includes manifesting in front of us in the form of the spiritual guide. Otherwise the scriptures wouldn't be full of all of that instruction. So that is included within. When Krishna's mercy takes a form, sangsara davan alalidhaloka tranaya karunya ghana ghanatvam praptasya kalyana gunarnavasya vande guru shri charanarvindam. When Krishna's mercy takes a form, it condenses and takes a form, that form which manifests in front of us, which showers that rain of mercy on us, that form is known as Sri Guru.
So the last thing, before the kirtan, Jiva Pavana Prabhu is saying, tomorrow can you please speak a little about Tattva Siddhanta and Ras Tattva and their sometimes apparent contradictions and how to reconcile them.
I'll do my best.
With his mercy.
By your mercy. Jai Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrind ki jai, Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
वृंदावन गौर हरि की जय, श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जी की जय, राम नाम सरकार की जय, गिरिराज महाराज की जय, हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि for being with us this evening and for participating in Kirtan with us. We look forward to being with you all tomorrow. Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe.